What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Project Ozone 2 in Kappa Mode. Oh yeah, guys, so last episode, we finally got a moo fluid cow of the LPG variety, which, yeah, we set up in the last millennium with a rancher on it, so we are collecting a lot of LPG fluid and sending it back to the overworld through this ender tank. So this ender tank, this is set to push. It is pushing the fluid down into this iron drum from extra utilities. Yep. So we are full here, as you can see, 256 buckets. Then down below we have a fluid tank from Ender.io, which is configured to pull the fluid from the iron drum, so it's keeping its internal stuff full. And then this is set to push-pull a bucket into the high-temperature furnace generator. So this thing is using the LPG bucket. You can see the burn time 900,000. We're making 3,200 RF per tick for about 45 seconds. It uses the fuel that gets pulled back over and then pushed back here, full of the LPG, ready for the next one. And then this guy is pushing all of its power down into this vibrant capacitor bank. So yeah, I made a vibrant capacitor bank since the last episode. This holds 500 million RF. Yeah, I think it's a decent amount of power. So as you can see, we did remove all the lava generators we had over here. They served their purpose. They made the power that we needed, but we're moving on from lava power. I also scaled back the amount of lava generation we had over here. Previously, we had 9 of these things powering all of our lava generators. It kind of felt like this area was starting to get a little laggy, and I don't know if it's because of all the generators, if it's because of all the fluid in these crucibles. Whatever, I wanted to scale it back just so we're not producing as much frame rate issues over here for right now. Another thing we could do is probably get rid of all the displayed icons on these storage drawers, but I think we've kind of solved the issue, as small as it was, for right now. Okay, so all of our power is now being made from our moo fluid cow, which is amazing. So yeah, we're able to make a lot more power, which means we can start scaling up our production over here and start crushing ores faster, start sifting them faster, start, compressing them and hammering them even more faster if we wanted to. But right now, I think we're okay on all of our resources. So yeah, I've added in 4 of these emerald upgrades, the storage upgrade 6s, into this drawer that's containing our iron. I figured there's no reason to throw it away, no reason to void out the amount unless we can't hold anymore. If we can fill up one of these drawers full of this stuff, I think we're going to have a lot of iron. So, yeah, I think we're going to be okay. All these other drawers are just sitting on one of these obsidian upgrades, and we're not overflowing yet. But yeah, we can definitely start looking at upgrading these other drawers to the emerald ones or adding in more of the obsidian ones like I've done here to keep up with the storage space. Today, though, I think we're going to leave this alone. We don't really need the power anywhere else in the base just yet. Did we get another cow spawn? We got 2 cows that have spawned over here. That red one, if that's a molten adamantine, I think we can get rid of it. What are you? What kind of... Yeah, molten adamantine. As far as I understand, they have 0 use in this mod pack at all. It's just taking up space. This cow over here is... Oh boy, this is a gasoline cow. Hello! Gasoline in this mod pack. I'm not sure what mod gasoline comes from. It might come from Galacticraft or something. But anyway, gasoline is or dictionary to be the same thing as buildcraft fuel. So previously we've got an oil cow, which we can refine with the refinery, but we can get the fuel directly from this cow. So what makes that awesome? Well, you can put fuel into a smeltery. Yeah, well, at least in this mod pack. I don't know if you can do it in every one. And that instant melts practically everything. So we can literally now get rid of all of our lava production if we can replace the fuel with the, or I guess the smeltery fuel with this gasoline, the buildcraft fuel stuff. That's really awesome. Okay, so we'll be looking at doing that sometime in the future. What I wanted to do today, though, is I wanted to start looking at getting our mob farm automated. This is something we could have done earlier on, but I didn't do it earlier on just because we didn't need it. Previously, when I played through this mod pack on the live stream, that was one of the first things we did, is automate this and start collecting all the things. It's great when you do that early game because you can get things like iron armor and melt that down in your smelter and get a lot of iron. But as you guys can see, we have like all of the iron, so there's no real reason for doing that. But there's other things we can get from these mobs. We can get all of the different loot and stuff. One of the more important things that I want from these guys, though, the loot bags, is the black or blacker lotuses, which we're going to use for Botania to get mana, where we need to go next pretty much in our progression through this. But first things first, we need to set this thing up to be automatic. Now, this farm right now is kind of set up to be manual, where I can walk up to these guys, smack them a little bit, and they're fine. But we're going to scale this up, I think. Yeah, I think we're going to redesign this whole thing. I'm going to tear this all out. It served its purpose. What we want to do is make it so we get a lot more mob spawning in there. We want to make it so they are killed automatically. We want to start storing all the different drops that they can drop into like storage drawers. And then we want to start taking the loot bags that they drop and start converting those into the legendary, the top tier ones, and opening those automatically. There's a lot of stuff that we want to do here. First things first, we need to upgrade this thing so it's got more spawnable space so we can get more monsters being killed. I think we are going to go ahead and use the extra utility spikes to kill the monsters. We'll go directly to the diamond spikes. I think we can afford this right now. So it is 5 diamonds to make one of these diamond lattice. And we need 3 of those, so 15 diamonds, plus a diamond block, so I guess 24 diamonds to make 4 of these spikes. We're probably going to do a 3x3, so I'm going to have to do this recipe 3 times. I'm pretty sure, I haven't looked in a minute, but I'm pretty sure that we have enough diamonds to do this. If not, I think I've made the diamond seeds. We can do agricraft. We got 47 blocks here. I think we have enough diamonds to do this. Okay, so our next step that we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and cut. I'm going to tear down that mob farm. I'm going to make those diamond spikes. And then we're going to look at setting up something a little bit bigger. I might even move it back a little bit further. I haven't quite decided yet. But anyway, let me get to it and we'll be right back. All right, guys, I wanted to show you this real quick since we were talking about it, and it is pretty cool. So anyway, I went ahead and I drained out all of the lava out of our seared tank back here for our smelter. I'm going to put in the fuel bucket. This does say it's from Galacticraft Core. Okay, so fuel bucket in there. And we come back over to the front of the smelter. It says fuel here, and this is like buildcraft fuel like I was talking about. But anyway, iron ore dust, I shift click that in there. Look at that, it's like melted instantly. It is so good. Look how fast that is. That's crazy good. It does use the same amount of fuel, I believe, as if that was lava that was melting it all down. Maybe it's even less fuel. Honestly, I don't know how much lava it takes to melt down 3 stacks worth of that stuff. But yeah, you can see there that only used like 180 millibuckets, which is pretty impressive. And it melts it down like super fast, so you don't gotta wait for it. So now all we gotta do is just, you know, set these things to be automatic and cast out our blocks or whatever. Yep, and we can start melting down things really, really fast. So this would be good if we wanted to set up like a huge smeltery operation where all of our ores that we're collecting right now are auto-processing into their own smeltery and auto getting cast out into blocks. We might look at that, or we might look at doing the thermal expansion route a little bit later where we can pulverize those ores. But anyway, I wanted to show you this. We'll continue on with the mob farm. Alright guys, well we went ahead and we made the mob farm decently big. It's 23 by 23 on the inside, so it should be, what is that, 25 by 25 on the outside? Yeah, so it's not so bad. Over here in the center, we have a little 3x3 opening so we can see what's going on inside the mob farm. And then we have 3x3 diamond spikes. So yeah, you have to make a lot of spikes in order to get a 3x3 of these things. In fact, I think we have 3 of almost every single type of spike left over after crafting up all those things. It does take a lot of diamonds and stuff. And we keep getting more cows spawning over there. I keep taking care of them and then more keep spawning. Anyway, so yeah, this is what we're looking like on the inside. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks tall because the layer that I'm standing on right now is going to be covered with conveyor belts, right? So then we'll have conveyor belts at this level, and then we'll have 3 blocks of spawning space inside so Enderman can spawn, as well as anything else like wither skeletons, if it's a blood moon and they're spawning or whatever else, right? Okay, so that's what we got here. And then at the very top, we're just using cobblestone slabs just so we don't have to light up the top of the farm. It'll prevent sunlight from coming through. Yeah, and then we don't have to spam torches everywhere. So it's just a nice way to cap it off. So yeah, we're 23 by 23 on the inside, and I just got done doing the math, and I think we need like just over 8 stacks, so like 9 stacks of conveyor belts. Yep, so that's what our next task is going to be. So we're going to be using, is it extra utilities or is it open blocks? I don't remember. Extra utility conveyor belts, these things. So yeah, this requires rails, iron, redstone in order to make 8 of those. So we're going to need like a stack of all these things in order to make 8 stacks of these, right? So rails are made 6 iron plus a stick gives you 16 of those. So I don't really know what the math is to make this all perfect. I'm just going to start making a lot of stuff. We have plenty of wood. We have plenty of iron. Yeah, so it's not really that big of a deal. And we have redstone being collected down here. And if we need more, we can use our redstone plants that I have created previously. So yeah, plenty of iron. That's not even an issue anymore. Cool. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and make the 9 stacks of conveyor belts. I'll start placing those inside, and we'll be right back, guys. So with the mob spawner this big, how do you turn it off? What do you do? Some options are, like, during the daytime, you go up top and you could poke some holes in, let the light shine through, the daylight shine through or whatever, right? And that'll stop it. But then, like, nighttime monsters are still going to spawn. You can go inside there, I suppose, after you've poked holes during the daytime and spam torches. That'll work too, and then I'll turn it off all the time. But then you gotta wait for daytime and you gotta poke the holes and etc. etc. You can set up some kind of complicated lighting system in the roof of the thing, so like you can flip a lever and all the lights turn on, and then you don't have to worry about the whole poking the hole and spamming torches. I think we're gonna go a different route though. I think we're just going to go ahead and make a magnum torch. You might have guessed that from the potions on my hotbar. Yes, I just went ahead and I made all the different things so we can make ourselves a magnum torch. Now, magnum torch will serve 2 purposes. It'll make sure nothing spawns in our base, and it'll also make sure nothing spawns in our mob spawner. However, the range on these things is quite large. I've done some testing on this in the past, like in my FTB Infinity Evolved Expert Mode playthrough. On the tooltip for this particular item, it says that it has a radius of 64, so you would think that it would only do 128 diameter, so 128 blocks away from this. You'd be getting monsters, but it's not quite the case unless this has been updated since. For my testing back then, it was 128 radius, so 256 block diameter that it would prevent mobs from spawning in. Yeah, so if we place this down anywhere in the base, it's going to stop mobs spawning from anywhere, so we can't just kind of like set it down over here or set it down way over there. Either way, it's going to stop the monsters from spawning. So we'll just set this thing down when we want to turn our mob spawner off. Oh, I can't stick it. Oh, I thought I could do that. Does it have to be placed on the ground? Maybe it does. So anyway, placing that guy right there prevents anything from spawning in the spawner, so I can remove all the torches, close it off, work on other things, and then when we're ready to go, yeah, we can go ahead and remove the magnum torch. So you can see that I placed all of the conveyor belts down. So what I did is I just did 3 wide going towards the center on all the cardinal directions. Yeah, and then directly to the right of whichever way we're going that way, or whichever way we're going forward, I suppose. Yeah, I've done that here. That way all the monsters should be able, that spawn, to get like their own conveyor belt and not really run into each other too much. So hopefully that's what's gonna happen. That's the idea with this setup anyway. Okay, so I think we should be good to remove these torches. It's kind of a pain walking on these conveyor belts, to be honest. You can press shift, but then you gotta sneak everywhere. And then it also stops my magnet from picking things up. Oh, maybe if I sprint jump or something, it would be better. I don't know. Anyway, we just need to go ahead and get rid of all these guys. So this area will be spawnable at nighttime or when we put the roof on. And then that's gonna be our next task, is to get the roof on. So now that we get the whole mob spawner set up, oh, by the way, it was 8 stacks plus 8 blocks for this entire thing. Now that we got the entire mob spawner thing set up, we need to worry about collections, because once we put the roof on here, this is going to be ready to go. We're going to be getting all the monsters spawning in here, and we're going to have lots of drops and experience to deal with. And if we don't do something with that, it's going to lag and get really nasty really fast. You know what? I think I have that stuff in here. Yeah, I've also done some crafting. I had these in my inventory last episode. I had these in my inventory this episode. I'm ready to increase our QED. I made a stack of those Enderflux crystals. I think I did 8 ender lilies on the smeltery turned into 2 stacks of pearls, which was just enough to make that stack of those ender flux crystals with some obsidian, right? So we got that ready to go. Let me switch this to horizontal so I don't accidentally this. Yeah, so we got that ready to go. I have the item collector, that advanced item collector, and a hopper, vacuum hopper to collect the experience. I have those things ready to go. I've been wanting to expand this mob farm and make it automatic for a little while now, but I figured today is the day we're going to do it. Am I completely out of slabs? I got a little bit more cobble in my pouch here, so we can make a few more slabs. That might be enough we do this here. Looked like we were more than halfway done with it anyway. So yeah, I'll go ahead and get the roof capped off, and then we're gonna start looking at, well, I'm gonna have to expand out our little basement area under here too, because I don't think that's gonna be big enough. It's quite small compared to that up there. We're gonna want some moving around space. We're gonna want some storage space. So yeah, it's still a little bit more to do here. So let me go ahead and finish capping off the top of this thing, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, well, I've taken some time, I've gotten some things crafted here, and yeah, I've been doing a little bit of research on the magnum torches. That'll come into play here in just a moment, but yeah, I just got everything made up for this experience obelisk. The experience rod was a little bit tough because it required the magical wood, which we already had, some solarium, and then this new stuff that we haven't had a chance to make yet. This is glowstonic steel, so that is 2 electrical steel plus 8 glowstone dust. We had everything together, we just had to make it. So anyway, we have now an experience obelisk. So for those of you who don't know, the experience obelisk is pretty much like a deep storage unit for XP. You can store, I don't even know how much, it's like a ridiculous amount of levels inside one of those. And since we are going to be killing monsters here, and they're going to be dropping XP, we want to store it all. We'll also be needing a lot of experience in the future for various different things. So vacuum hopper, we're just gonna stick right here in the back center. Yeah, so vacuum hoppers can pick up items and they can pick up XP. We only care about XP, so we're going to fill up everything here just full of cobblestone, so it doesn't pick up any monster drops or nothing stuck in the hopper. It can't pick up anything. So we are going to click the XP outputs and left click this backside, which is facing us. Yep. And then we are going to put an ender fluid conduit here. This is going to be set to extract, always active. So we're going to be pulling out of the vacuum hopper all the time. And then we just need to put an XP obelisk back here. I guess I'm going to stick it right here is fine. We'll set this to insert. So yeah, as this collects XP, we'll be pulling it out and pushing it directly into here. I think we can also set this thing to pull on the bottom, but I don't know if that really matters or not. So anyway, that is all set. XP is now going to be collected. We'll be able to take all the XP that we get from here, yeah, and we can place it into our inventory, or we can store all of our current XP into this, which is awesome, because if you die, you lose like pretty much all of your XP. You save like 5 levels, right? That's a lot of waste. So probably what I should do, let's go and break a block here. There, I kind of wanted to know where the center is, and it is right there. So what we're gonna end up doing, place a block, yeah, I guess where like that should be fine. Yeah, we're gonna end up doing is we are going to be placing a chest down here with this advanced item collector. The advanced item collector can collect a lot of items through blocks instantly. Like, it can pick up multiple stacks at a time and stick it in any attached inventory. So that is what we are looking at doing. We want to make sure we have plenty of storage space for all the different drops that monsters can drop. Say like we get 15 loot bags, we want to pick those up as fast as possible, and we want to make sure we have the inventory space to put those in. For right now, I'm just going to use a vanilla chest. That's 27 slots of inventory. We'll probably be swapping that out a little bit later for a diamond chest, but I just don't have one prepared for right now, but this should work just fine. Okay, so we're gonna put the vanilla chest here. I don't have the thing on my hotbar. Yeah, we're gonna put the advanced item collector right here. So this should collect anything. By default, this is set to a 2x2x2, which means it goes out 2 blocks from the center, so we could swap. We could do this to a 1. Does that go out 1 block from the center, or does that just make it pick up whatever's on top of it? I don't know. Maybe we'll do a 3x3, and then we will go up. So that's this block 1, 2, 3. Maybe we'll just do 3x3x3. We can expand this out to 10x10x10, which is a large area. But yeah, there's no reason to have it go that big unless we absolutely need it. So we will leave that just like so. So that should be pretty much all we need to do as far as item and experience collection goes. So we can fill that all back in. So now we need to take the stuff that's coming into this chest and put it somewhere. So you can see in my inventory, I do have like a bunch of drawers. Yeah, so we need to lay out the drawers here, and I'm not sure how we're gonna do that. Maybe at this level, like up front like this. We can stick them back there. I mean, we could put them practically anywhere. I'm just thinking, like, if we pull out of this chest, we're going to want to go into a controller, and we probably don't want to go backwards and then down and around, right? Anyway, we'll do this for now. We're just going to lay out a bunch of these drawers. These are going to contain all of the mob drops. Probably for right now, we're going to be containing the loot bags that they are dropping as well. Eventually, we'll be auto-crafting those into the highest tier. But for right now, I just want to get everything hooked up. Make sure the mob spawner is working and that all of our items are being collected correctly. So I think this needs to go out one more. Like so. That looks, no, it looks like it needs to go out one more yet. So it's like even on either side. That's fine. We can go ahead and play around with this and get that right eventually. Okay, so next thing I need to do is I need to make a drawer controller. I think that's just going to sit right there in the center. So we'll pipe out of that and directly into that drawer controller, which will allow the items to go into any of these connected drawers, which is really, really awesome. Cool. Okay, well, let me go ahead, get that drawer controller hooked up, get this thing connected, and we will see how this thing does. All right, guys, well, we are just about ready to get going on this thing for the first time. One final step we needed to do before we did get going on this is we need to get ourselves some glass. Yeah. This is still open. We don't want the monsters coming down here and then walking away. We want them to stay on those spikes. So yeah, just 9 pieces of glass right here should do the trick. That looks pretty good to me. Okay, so down below, we have our drawer controller here, and I have item conduit going from the bottom of our now a diamond chest. Yeah, 15 item conduit speed upgrades. It's a little expensive right now because of all the electrical steel, but it just took a little bit of time. We were able to make those. So yeah, we're pulling out of the bottom of the diamond chest and going directly into the drawer controller right here. So I think we should be pretty much 100% set to let the monsters spawn. Now, earlier I was talking about the Magnum Torch, and I did some testing in a creative world with it. Yeah, so I have another Magnum Torch down here. We made enough stuff, pretty much. You make 3 potions. It takes 3 potions of each kind. It takes 1 potion of each kind to make the torch. So we kind of have enough stuff to make 3 of these torches. So anyway, I put another torch down there. Now this one, the top of that block is 33 blocks below the spawning floor, the conveyor belts up here where monsters can spawn. Now the reason why I wanted to do this, and the reason why I was doing testing to try and figure this out, is because when I set up a mob spawner like this in my live streaming world previously, zombies would land on the spikes over there, and I guess they have like this call for help mechanic where if they're taking damage, there's a chance that they can spawn another zombie somewhere. Was that like the social zombie? I don't remember. There was something like that they added a little while ago, and it never really was a problem until I did this playthrough where yeah, eventually these monsters will get stronger, they'll get faster. Yeah, we want to make sure that we can prevent them from spawning if possible. So anyway, 33 blocks below the spawn floor is enough to allow things to spawn in. And I think we should be okay to remove this and let everything happen. So let's do that. If we back away, monsters should start spawning as soon as they get out of range. Yeah, so now we got some skeletons, it looks like, on the mini-map that have spawned in there. They should make their way to the center. We got creepers, we got all sorts of guys in there. Yeah, look how fast that is. That's pretty good. I like that so far. So these guys are just gonna be in there and dying. I'm really hoping that we don't see any zombies spawning outside. I believe that social zombie thing, like they can only spawn if the light level is below a certain level, but I think it's like even higher than like when monsters can normally spawn. So it's like if it's like level 12 or higher or lower or something. I don't know, it's something like that. But anyway, you can see that things are now collecting in here, so we're gonna have to start taking care of some things. We don't want items going all directly in here, we're going to want to filter some things out. Bows, for instance, we're going to get different bows with different durabilities. Same thing with these armors. We're going to want those going somewhere else specifically. We'll probably rearrange these so all of the loot bags are in the right spot and things like that. But so far, it looks like things are going pretty well for this initial test, just to make things are working. Yeah, it looks like we should be doing some good stuff here. So I think what I want to do is definitely get the bows filter out. We'll probably do something with the armor. I might set up storage drawer, no, not storage drawers, filing cabinets for each of the different types of armor. I don't know if we want to keep those or if we want to throw them away just yet. We might end up just trash canning them. I haven't quite decided. But anyway, this is set up now, so I'm going to do a little bit more work off camera here, try and get some more things going, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and switch this up a little bit. We're going to switch over to the extra utilities transfer nodes. Now, there's a pretty good reason for this. These have some really advanced filters that's going to help us out quite significantly to get the items filtered that we want and the items trashed that we want. So I did also make an extra utilities trash can, and I've made some of these advanced filters. Now, these advanced filters are really cool. By default, well, let me get to where it is. There's a lot of different options here. When you first craft one, it says default.exe, this one. So this is what happens when you first make it. This will pretty much allow anything to pass through it, I think. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, if you shift right click this, you can see you can filter out plantable items, has dispenser behavior items, repairable items. I don't know if that's items that can be repaired. Like, I don't know if that would work on a full diamond pickaxe that doesn't need to be repaired, or if that's anything that can be repaired. Anyway, I was kind of going through these and just looking at these and seeing if there's anything better. Repairable might be the best option if it works that way. But what we're going to do is we have one that says durability bar empty, one that has a less than 10%, 50%, 90% durability bar full, or durability bar shown. So durability bar shown is the one we're going to do. So anything that has a durability bar, so that's like a bow that, you know, has some durability left on it, will get thrown away. Any armor, things like that, right? So that's going to leave armor that's 100% repaired, and that'll get stored into our storage drawers here. Now, it's very uncommon that we can get the armor that is 100% repaired. It's not impossible. In fact, we will get a lot of it over time as this thing goes. So we definitely want to keep that stuff. We can use it for various different things later, but that's the idea. So this one is set to durability bar shown. This one's going to be set to durability bar shown as well, except I've crafted it with a redstone torch, which inverts it. So this is going to, I believe, do anything that doesn't have a durability bar, I think. I don't think there is one in here that doesn't have a durability bar at all. But anyway, I'm hoping this is going to do what we want to do. I haven't tested this yet. If that doesn't work, I'll find a different program, according to advanced filter, that will work. So let's go ahead and pull out the different pieces of armor here. And bow, this and that. You know what? I guess we could do a little bit of a test here. If I make a brand new bow and stick it in there, will that go into our storage drawers? I think I want to do that test before I just turn the mob spawner on. I don't remember if I had a bow. Perfect. Bow, 100%. So that's a bow that is repairable. It does not have a durability bar shown. So theoretically, it should go into this. Let's try it. What happens to the bow if I stick it in here? Okay, it went somewhere. Is it in our storage drawers? Looks like it's right there. Perfect. Okay, so let's put this other armor in the chest. Let's go ahead and throw those in there, that, and this. So the only thing we should see in our storage drawers over here is our one bow. That is completely 100% repaired. Now we could, you know, do extra filtering and just trash this, because how important are bows? It's probably just easier to do it this way and put a void upgrade on whichever drawer that's going to go into. Okay, so I think that should take care of the majority of everything that we're going to be getting as far as junk goes from our mob spawner. We could set up things to auto craft them and repair them or smelt them and all this stuff, but it's not going to be needed for us. So Yeah, I think we're good to go. The only other thing I wanted to do is put some of these speed upgrades I just crafted into here. So these things go a little bit faster. And then I wanted to put a stack upgrade into this one. Okay, so if we get a bunch of Minicio Essence, that should all go in at the same time. Now, I'm going to need a lot of upgrades for this stuff. We'll be looking at that sometime soon. But I think we should be good to go. Let me go ahead and... Oop, magnets on. Magnet off. We'll go ahead and toss that. That'll get collected by the item collector, and that should just be destroyed. This magnum torch might get collected. I don't want it to. Okay, I think we're fine. So now we should start getting mobs spawning in there. So if everything goes correctly, we should be collecting everything but armor unless it's fully repaired, including bows and swords and other such things. As those become problems, like I said, we can go ahead and add in either a void upgrade or a special filter just to get rid of them before they get filtered down into there. But yeah, I'm going to let this go for a little while. We'll check out and see if everything's working correctly, and then we'll be back. Well, it certainly doesn't look like the magnum torch that I placed down below, which should prevent monsters from spawning, is affected, or is affecting whatever it is that causes these zombies to spawn. So you can see right there, we got a villager zombie, we got another zombie spawn like on the fence. We might even have zombies spawning down here. I can't see any down there, and I don't see any on the mini map, so I don't know. Yeah, unfortunately, there's another zombie. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something about this. I don't really know what we can do. I thought the magnum torch was gonna be good enough, but apparently whatever is allowing these zombies to spawn is not affected by the magnum torch. So that's kind of a problem. We'll probably end up having to put a fence along here. I mean, this zombie spawned like right there, so I don't know how far away they can spawn. We might end up having to disconnect the walkway completely just to prevent any zombies from spawning there, finding their way over here or whatever. Yeah, I don't want to AFK and then, you know, get killed by some rogue zombie that shouldn't be spawning there. Huh. Okay, well, I thought the magnum torch down there was going to work. It doesn't. All right, so I think we got pretty much everything sorted here. One of the biggest problems that we were just having is our storage drawers were filling up full of loot bags. Apparently, we can only store up to 32 loot bags of each type per drawer unless we upgrade the drawer. So that's not going to really work too well, I don't think. So I had to do some things over here, and we are now pulling the loot bags, and they are going into these reinforced caches back here. We'll be doing some things with these in the future, but for right now, I want to separate these out so we have the option, if we want to open up, you know, all of the common ones or all of the epic ones, because I think you get different loot per different loot bag. So anyway, the way this is set up now, we have one regular item filter here. The regular item filter is inverted. I tried this with the uninverted item filter, with the advanced item filter being inverted, and the secondary item filter there with the loot bags being inverted. That does not work. So you have to have those uninverted and then invert the filter that those are in, if that makes sense. You can nest filters. So like, for instance, this filter right here, you can see how we have all these loot bags. We can also take this one and stick that right here. So we can filter all those plus this. So anyway, that's what I kind of did with this guy right here. So an item filter with the durability bar shown program and the 5 different loot bags, and we invert that, and that prevents anything from going this path. On the bottom here, we just have one item filter with the 5 loot bags, so all of those go straight down into this other chest, and this one is still the same. We just have the advanced item filter with the durability bar shown going to the trash can. So all the loot bags go here. We are just extracting those out with the item conduit, our speed upgrades in here, and then those are just going down into these caches, which can hold 160,000 of each type. So that's going to be a lot more storage, and we won't have to worry about it. I think that's going to be better overall. So with these, the transfer pipes, you do have to use like a micro block or forge multi-part block or whatever to separate them. Otherwise, they connect, and yeah, your pipes aren't going to do what you want them to do. So I had to throw one of those covers in there, but I think we should be good to go as far as this mob farm goes, which is pretty awesome. So as I'm doing things around here, mobs are going to spawn, they're going to get killed, we're going to start collecting loot bags, we're collecting the experience. You know what, that's another thing we didn't even look at. While this thing was going, I collected back my 71 levels of experience so I could see like how much experience we've collected with this thing. So yeah, we've already collected 77 levels. I'll put my 71 back in there, now up to 97 total levels. That's pretty good. So over time, we're going to be getting hundreds of levels of experience. Yeah, we'll be able to use those for various different things in the future, which is going to be pretty awesome. But yeah, I'm very happy with the way this has turned out so far. It's not, you know, super pretty, but it's very functional, and it spawns mobs in as fast as I could want them. But you know what, guys? I think we're going to wrap the episode up here for today. I spent a lot of time today trying to get this figured out, doing some testing with the Magnum Torch down there. Unfortunately, the Magnum Torch idea didn't really work. It didn't even prevent a zombie pigman from spawning from the nether portal over there, which I don't know why, but it doesn't do that. But anyway, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on the episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.